What's going on, y'all? This your boy Shatik, the producer. We're here at Conversations on Film.
Yeah.
This is the breaking episode, meaning we got some breaking news from the United States of America.
Breaking news.
And to the Republic for which
stands one nation.
Under a groove. All right. So today we have, starting from my left. You're my left.
Shit. What's good? It's your boy Hollywood Rick.
That's your
good
camera.
Good to be in the building.
Okay.
I'm here, man. I'm here for it.
Hey, all my boos and babes and everybody out there. What's going on? It's your girl Jada G, and we finna get into it. Yes.
What's up? What's happening? It's Stunny _ got it. Look, I'll be spelling it out because one day Shy gonna put it there for me. But we here though. It's breaking news. Let's get to it, people.
Yeah.
So
let's get to it.
They just announced that President Biden has dropped out of the race for the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And he just endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're,
Big talk.
you're the only one clapping here.
You know why? Because I'm the only one who understands that sometimes it takes a woman to do a man's job, but y'all not really ready for that conversation.
I don't look at
Why
politics.
did you start off on that foot?
Yeah, I don't
Come
look at politics
on.
from gender perspectives.
You have
Talk
to.
about it.
Just like I don't look at politics from a party's perspective. I really look at policies, right? Whatever the policy is that affects my community, my family, my economics the most, that's where I'm aligning myself with. And I think for a long time, we've always been told we got to align ourselves with parties and based on teams. It's only two teams. What if they both not good? We got to look at the policies that affect our communities the most and make our judgments there. So whether it's Trump or Biden or Kamala, congratulations to her for having the position, but that doesn't sway my politics in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I find it really funny when someone, I love, my arch nemesis. I love when men say things like, well, I don't look at it from gender. You know why? Because you've never been in a position where you've had to. That's just like saying, I don't vote based on color. Yeah, we never been in a position where color was even an option until Obama became president. So when you say things like that, that's a real chauvinistic
Correction.
almost look. Almost chauvinistic.
Correction.
What?
A female was running before.
Shirley Chisholm did run, and also another African American did too.
Hillary Clinton.
Big Hillary.
You said woman. You didn't say white or black. You said woman.
When we say women, I'll go back. You're right. You are absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton did run, but before there was ever a Hillary Clinton or a Kamala, there was Shirley Chisholm. Shout out to the original OG black woman. Okay.
Gotcha.
But what I'm saying is, predominantly until 44, my forever president, Barack Obama, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were only white men who ran for the presidency.
There's other men that ran for the presidency.
Yeah, Jesse
Absolutely.
Jackson.
Jesse Jackson,
absolutely.
Al
I'm
Sharpton.
talking
I
about
think.
who achieved it.
Okay, got
You understand what I'm saying? Who
That
cemented
one.
it? Think about it. I tell this to my students all the time. We, especially us in this
Bring
room,
the mic
right?
a little closer to you.
I love a good mic check.
All right.
Say no.
Oh my.
3,000.
Somebody's in the box.
What did you give me to drink?
Tequila.
No casamiga. But I tell my students all the time, until, especially I think for us sitting in this room where the millennials, where we started to really understand like politics and started to understand the gravity of careers and the trajectory of where people of color could move, right? We were always told, oh yeah, because you could be president. It's one thing to be told what you could be, but if you never see someone do what it is that you're told you could do, it kind of almost makes it an impossibility. Black children today can really identify with that because we've seen it. It is obtainable. Before, I remember, and I think I always go back to the Obama presidency because I just had my first son in 2008. And I can remember when he actually won the presidency in November, waking my 9-month-old baby up and just crying, looking at TV because it was so symbolic and monumental. Like, damn, and you seen these older black people who stood in line for, just to vote, and they could not believe the situation. Like, they actually lived to see it. It was inconceivable. So I think that we are living in a time where the inconceivable is becoming conceivable, the impossible is becoming possible, and I think that the country is ready to be led by a woman. And I'm just so happy that
I'm not
the choice
opposed-
is a black woman.
I'm not opposed to the country being led by a woman if the politics is right. If the politics is right and the policies are right, then fine.
Yeah, but
I'm not just gonna vote for Kamala Harris because she's black.
Okay,
That's just
I
me.
got you.
And I'm not just gonna. I didn't vote for Obama because he was black. I voted off policy.
I got
Wow.
The people who are contenders, that don't. I mean, listen, I'm cool with the whole idea of things being attainable. I get it. My son was born the same year, 2008, November 2008, right around
wow,
the time when
right,
everything
yeah.
was going on. My first son was born around that time too. And it is great to be able to see things being, happening in front of your eyes, unraveled in front of your eyes, seeing people of color get into positions of power, right? But at the same time, we still have to use our logic, right? Sleepy Joe told us a couple of years ago, he told us, yo, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And it was almost like if you don't vote Democratic, that you're not black. I don't subscribe to that at all. I subscribe to whatever makes the most sense for our community. And if the policies make sense for our community, if it makes sense for our economics, if it makes sense for our future, then that's where I'm voting.
Okay.
Fortunately,
got you.
Fortunately, and unfortunately, both these candidates were horrible anyway, right? So you're kind of caught up in the idea of where to
It's
vote.
a lesser evil.
Yeah, it's a lesser of an evil, but you have to do the research and look into it and see what benefits your
I
community.
got you, but the difference in the problem is politics isn't always about politics, especially when it comes to the election and presidency. Like, you do that, but what percent of America you think is really going off politics and policies? Or are they going off folk tales and
they going
tradition and what they traditionally were and male, female, white, black,
Absolutely.
popularity, commercials, kind of
Absolutely.
like most of the country is going off that. So when you say that, Ms. Jada, that America's ready for
A female.
a black
woman. A
female.
black woman.
Yeah, that's-
A
yeah.
black woman, yeah.
Is America really ready?
All right, before-
That's the biggest question. Is America really ready?
We're going to get
Before-
back to that question.
hold
We're
on.
going to table that.
But before, no, we still going into it, right? Now, because of a female is being
Can we
presented.
not say female?
Oh, what would I say?
A woman.
A woman.
You gotta get her a pronoun.
She,
right.
her.
Don't come
Them
for
days
me.
she, hey, her.
Do
Yeah,
not
she's a
come for me.
woman.
Oh, they on your heels.
A
Don't
woman.
come for me.
She is being pushed to the forefront at this point. Do you feel like she even has a chance due to the fact of the male dominant community? Because but certain women won't vote for her just because their husband won't vote.
That's true.
To answer your question, I absolutely think so. I feel like, and I'm going to directly appeal to the camera. You know how we always say, it's so easy for a man to find a woman because for every one man, there are 4 women, like women. This is the time where, ladies, it's our time to shine because statistically, we do outnumber men. Statistically, if we look at it, that was why Donald Trump was elected, because it was 53% of the woman vote. Now, do I believe? I believe that black women especially are going to be what carries Kamala Harris over to the finish line because we were instrumental in getting Joe Biden elected. Stacey Abrams, who I'm hoping, with all hope, that Kamala Harris picks to be her VP, was single-handedly the reason why, a big reason why Georgia who is historically been a red state, turned blue in the 2020 election.
Turn purple.
So, turn purple, excuse me. Thank you for that. I love you for your facts. But the point I'm making is it's predominantly a red state, and it did turn and it flipped. And it was instrumental in taking him over the finish line. I believe that right now we're on the precipice of something that is historically beautiful. And I think that who better than, I don't want to just say a woman, a black woman. I want to say a woman of color, a woman of education. When Rick keeps talking about policy, one of the things that I am inherently focused on is education. Education is such a big proponent because we've seen what it does for people who are in communities that are poverty that are in poverty and what it can do to make you be able to have, if not an even playing field, at least a playing field where you can ascend. And I feel like a lot of the policies that the Biden-Harris administration did orchestrate were for people of color and people who did not have the means to be able to pay for school. They did a lot.
All right,
of
let's
things.
get to the shit. Right?
Let's
Let's get into the
can't
shit.
stand you.
Is women gonna stick together for once on this?
Absolutely.
That was going to be my whole point.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jada's trying to send this whole country into a revolt. 'Cause not only are you going to have one black woman, she wants to have two black women.
You goddamn right.
You ever see Bad Girls Club?
You goddamn real.
All of that sounds good and well, but
It's either her or AOC.
Listen.
are you crazy?
AOC.
Yo, listen.
Or my good girl Jasmine Crockett.
Hey, listen.
Put Jasmine Crockett on.
You all those
What she
women-
called her? Bad beach blonde body. Put Jasmine Crockett on.
All of those women
Put her on.
are strong women in their own right? They deserve the respect that they need for being in the positions that they are and for garnering the success that they've garnered in the political atmosphere. But let's be realistic.
I'm
gonna be realistic for right now.
I love you for being
Prior
chauvinistic.
Prior to
Because this is I want you to segue into he's feeding y'all the bullshit, but he's about to definitely show his true colors. Go ahead.
I'm being real only because I know that throughout this whole Biden-Harris time in office,
administration,
she was absent.
She was not.
Hold on.
She's been absent.
She's been absent.
That's his opinion.
There is no concrete initiative that she's been pushing this whole time, right? And because of it's a default kind of situation where they don't have another person to fill in right now. That's why she's getting the position, right? But at the same time, I'm someone that I think that I'm pretty versed on what's going on in the political arena, and I pay attention a lot. And she's been absent this whole time.
All right,
Hold on. Is she qualified for this job?
She is qualified. She is qualified. She is qualified.
Joking, you all right?
Drake it, okay?
She's qualified.
Because I want to go in, but I'm letting
Listen,
talk.
it's
I
not
want
about-
to go in. I want to go ham, turkey, and cheese on a pickle
She's
sandwich.
qualified based on academia, but is she qualified based on politics? No. I don't think she's there.
That doesn't even make sense,
listen,
Rick.
I'm not even
that
here
doesn't
for
even
that.
You just said is she qualified academia, but is she qualified on policy?
No.
In order, if you're academically qualified, then you have to be policy. You have to be
Let me ask you a
policy
question.
based.
Let me ask you a question.
But I'm gonna let you finish.
It's not true.
Tell me two things that Kamala Harris is stern about, and that's her policy.
What do you mean it's stern about?
Well,
Tell me her
she
two
has-
things that she's
Well, we're
promoting.
gonna find out,
Yeah.
right? How can you say it now?
She's
It's
been
Come on,
vice
right now.
president for
What
4
is-
years.
what is
her
her-
policy
I know,
now?
but
I'm
it's
gonna
a
let y'all
change
go
vice
finish.
president.
And this
But
is what I
can
wanted
we-
to. This is what I want to talk to in the black community. Y'all niggas, cause see, I had to go there. Y'all niggas kill me. Y'all niggas kill me when y'all sit there and go, well, she was mute. This is the same shit y'all said about Obama. Well, what did Obama do for black people? If you know anything about the government is set up into what? 3 branches. I'm gonna school y'all real quick, and I'm gonna tell you why you need to know about these 3 branches. The government is set up into 3 branches. There's what? The executive, the legislative, and the judicial, right? The legislative branch really is the branch that holds all the keys. The executive is like the fucking face. It's like, yeah, you know what? You're the face of Nike, but you don't really run shit, right? That is what the president and the vice president. The vice president is really null and void. The only big...
That's not true.
Let me finish.
All right,
It is
that's
true.
not
It
true.
absolutely
I'll
is
just
true.
let her
It
go through it
absolutely is
because,
true, and I'm going to tell you why. It is true because the only thing that the vice president is really there for is to be able to tie the break in the Senate, which is what she has consecutively done. If I'm not mistakenly, she has broken, I think, 30 ties in the Senate to where they were able to take the Democratic lead. That is what the vice president is for. The vice president does not have policies.
That's wrong.
The vice president is absolutely not wrong.
But
It is
completely wrong.
absolutely
If
not
you
wrong.
have- if you
The
have a-
vice
if-
president
if-
the vice president is not able to make any executive decisions.
That's not true.
They are not able to make any executive laws.
That's not true.
The vice president is not able to go forth and give any speeches without the leisure of the president. So when y'all went to hold Kamala Harris and
So
say
why is she
she's-
there?
what do you
Listen.
mean? The same reason why Al Gore was there?
Al
The same
Gore-
reason why Dick Cheney was there? Let me ask you a question. What has any vice
gonna
president
tell you.
done in the history of holding
I'm
that
gonna
office
tell you, I'm gonna
that
tell
has
you.
transcended policy? Give me
I'm
one.
telling you.
Just one.
Al
Just one.
Gore, Al Gore.
What did he do?
Al Gore is the proponent for climate change. He started the whole climate. Hold on, let me finish. You can't boo me without letting me finish.
Let him finish,
Let me
please.
finish.
Okay.
Al Gore was probably the most
Which is true, by
exemplary
climate
vice
change.
president because he stand out by pushing climate change. This whole idea of climate change that we have now started by Al Gore during his time as
fact.
vice president to Clinton, right?
And after.
And after.
That's a fact.
The role. You talk about Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney was a big voice during the time of
No,
the
he
Bush
wasn't. He was-
administration.
He was not a big fucking voice. He was a
reason why-
goddamn lie.
Even for the idea that
The only thing that Dick Cheney was a voice for was the NRA.
no, not only that.
Yes, he was.
Not only that.
What
he
else?
Was, not
What
only
else?
that.
What else?
For defense funding. For army, for the military, all those contracts that you hear talking about BlackRock, that came from Dick Cheney because he's affiliated with them, of course, but he was part of that. You know the policies. As vice president, you're not just there to just coach on the person that's
No,
there.
to support the
You're-
president.
But you're
are.
not just there just for the vote either. You can have policy that you push. You can have things that you advocate for. During this time, Kamala Harris did not advocate for any particular thing.
But you can't
All
say
right.
that, Rick, and not know. You just
I do know.
You
Why
don't
are you
know.
assuming
Can-
that
can
I
I
don't know?
please-
No, but do
pose a
we
question?
know? Because if we pull up stuff that she did do, maybe you would. I feel like what you're saying is she wasn't vocal enough to the public, but we don't know what she was doing behind the scenes, right?
I should hope that the person in political power is doing something behind the scenes. I should hope. Right, but I'm talking about how visual and how strong and how are you advocating for these things for you to now be leader of the free world. That's what I'm talking about. Because if you ask the average American, most people, just like Tony said, who go off of commercials,
That's
TV
what I'm
ads,
about to
are going to say, "What has Kamala Harris done for the United States?" That's what it's going to be.
All right.
Go ahead.
At some point, we can talk politics, but in this moment, it's not important to me because the average person is not knee deep in politics.
Thank you.
Just like I said, the average person is not. So here's my question that I pose. Miss Woman Girl Power. Here's the question that I
Who run
pose.
the world,
A group of
girl?
men go to Camp Cool, a group of women go to Camp Cool. Who's more likely to fall out, the group of men or the group of women?
But not even just that.
Wait, let me.
Yeah,
all right, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
listening, I'm listening.
So all this girl power, woman power, all this, is it really true? Do y'all really stand on it?
'Cause the last
Is
time-
it a true thing?
the
Because
last-
it
the
seems
last
like
time-
it's more propaganda.
Yeah.
Hold on one second, Sean. It seems like it's more propaganda with all this women unite, stand together, women power, than what it actually is.
Yeah.
Hold on, the last time we let y'all go off and have a good time, one of us came back missing.
You know what? Wait, one got beaten to death, but the other group of
That's
so
what I'm
what are we
talking about.
like?
That's what I'm talking
Those,
about.
Yeah.
those were unhealed, uninvolved
So-
women.
so-
Okay,
so-
I have you
no,
know.
so
This
see that-
is a different type.
So I want you to see that with the big picture. Is America ready? Are women ready? Are women ready to go against their husbands? Like Rick said, it's so much beyond politics. Are y'all really ready
I think-
to stand together? And is this really going to happen?
I think that well, we already know it's happening. The point is, can it happen? Right? It's happening.
Can it sustain?
Can it succeed? That is the question, and I think that we
Y'all
will
don't really
see
like
it.
each other.
Ooh.
Women in general.
Women don't
that
really
was
like
harsh.
It don't
I
matter
don't-
how much you
I don't
telling
think-
you.
But you know
have
what?
a strong group of friends, but y'all really
the
don't.
difference between women liking each other? Because I do agree with that. I think I was just having this conversation last night on the phone about that. We were talking about I was on the phone with this guy.
Woo, it's the $3,000.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was somebody else.
I'm joking. I'm
Shut
on your
up.
business.
But no, and he was talking about the fact of like being a woman's friend and like how it's not really beneficial for a guy to be a woman's friend. And I was saying, and he was like, like women get upset when you don't take their side. I said, because, for women, our brand of loyalty is different from what a guy looks like from loyalty, right? But the difference that I think that why I do believe that it will be successful and why I do think that women will ultimately back her and get behind her is because we know the adversity that comes from living in a man's world. I know, and it's crazy because I'm sitting here with three. I'm sitting here, yeah, James Brown. I'm sitting here with three men, right? I'm fighting for my life here.
Hold on, a woman wrote that for James Brown, by the way.
Say that shit because it's the truth.
All right.
When you look societal, historical, women, our very existence is to be a accessory and an accompaniment to a man. That's why we're looked down when we're not married at a
We
certain
didn't say
age.
that, by the way. She said
Yeah,
that.
Listen, I'm
From a woman by a woman.
yeah, and I'm being truthful.
Yeah.
You know, when a man is a bachelor until he's 60 years old. Yesterday, Carl Thomas just got married, and everybody was like, "Ooh, hooray!" That same age bracket for a woman getting married or a woman looking for love, she's looked down upon. So we, societal and historical, have been deemed to be an accomplishment to a man, but I don't think that we are often given that same thought and theory on how we not only support y'all, but how we work to make society and life better. This guy said something to me.
Okay, you tap dancing.
No,
You didn't touch the point. You tapped dancing. You did not touch on the question I asked initially.
Honestly, listen,
I'm getting to it.
with women helping out, right? Listen, we have to think about
dancing.
Yeah.
Dancing through the
Fortunately,
tulips.
right? So we live in progressive New York. We have progressive ideals, right? And I mean, we have a strong feminist movement in the big cities, right? In the Chicago's, the LA's, the New York cities, right? You have those movements where people are like, all for girl power and everything. When you get to the Midwest, right?
In the South.
And you get to the South, right?
It's
Are you going to
different
be able,
world.
as Kamala Harris, to be able to get those women in those parts of the country that are astutely traditional, like are they there for their man, their family, they don't mind staying home, supporting and playing the supportive role? Can she convince those people to vote for him? I don't see it.
I think
definitely
so, Rick.
don't see
You know
no.
why? You know why I think
What about
so?
the average housewife?
You know why I think
Yeah,
so?
they're not
You
gonna
know why I
happen.
think she appeals to even the average
Yeah.
housewife
She has
and
no
those
appeal.
people?
She
I love-
has
I love
no
you
appeal.
for that.
Well, let's see what she
She
has
has
to
no
say.
appeal.
But
Well, let's see what she has to say.
I
Why?
think she appeals to that woman because even the housewife, even the staunchly traditional woman, she still has in the back of her brain, even if that's not what if she did, she respects her for living that life because she didn't do it.
I don't think so.
I think she does. I think she does. I think they do.
I think the people that, for one, we have to, and we have to think outside the scope of, I said, the big city again. The idea of even women in politics and even black women in politics works different in Iowa than it does work in New York City.
Well, you have
right?
to,
But
you have to understand those people are never going to vote for a black person or a black
But you
woman.
need those people.
But
No,
what
you
if it's
don't
a woman, period?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Those people, when you're talking about there are certain people who are in boxes where I don't care what it is, that's just what it is. You understand? Like the woman who her husband got killed at the Trump rally. Joe Biden called to apologize. She was like, I appreciate him calling, but my husband didn't like him, so I wouldn't take the call.
And that's gonna happen.
What I'm saying is those people are those people.
And those women ain't gonna vote for Kamala.
And we're not even worried about it. Absolutely.
You need to be.
We need to be worried about, what we need to focus on are the others. The others who were half and half, who, you know what, they really liked Joe Biden, but they were kind of scared about his age. Those ones that might have voted for Trump because of that reason. Now they have someone who, we're not worried about the age, we're not worried about the competency. We're
worried about the competency.
I don't think we're worried about the competency.
Yeah,
I don't at all.
I think that's gonna be a big sticking point.
I don't think anybody
about-
who listens to Kamala Harris talk for one moment is worried about the competency.
I don't think.
But I do think that men, because this is what I see from you. I do think that men, you guys have this theory where you feel like women, because we are sometimes emotionally erratic, unstable creatures,
Some-
which
Did we
we
see some of
are.
that today?
Which we are.
She said that.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you something.
But you know what?
I don't want to say it because this might not get upvoted, but I'm telling you, I'm president and I'm PMSing, the button might be pushed. I got to talk to my general. You're going to tell me to stand down.
Listen.
Hold on, but that's
Stand
exactly
down.
what
We
we're
can't
talking
push the button. I get it.
I'm not against a woman being in power. There's other countries that have had women with
sure.
women president.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
president of Slovenia,
How
India.
bad? Let me tell you
they have
something.
bigger
Y'all
populations.
motherfuckers elected Donald grab him by the pussy, Jefferson Trump.
Yeah.
How bad can Kamala be?
He had a
y'all
plan.
Y'all let somebody who told you that all you had to do was inject yourself with bleach and you wouldn't catch COVID. Y'all let a motherfucker tell y'all that it was China flu and that we were perfectly fine and we are the perfect, because that's his word, we're perfectly fine. We have the perfect
He had to
everything.
convince
And he
me.
let
Yeah.
hundreds
For
of
some
millions of
people.
people die.
You see-
So let me ask
Listen.
you,
Yeah.
how bad could it be
You know
to
why?
let a
You know why?
Harvard-trained lawyer who knows policy, who knows who knows international policy. How bad could the fuck
Outside
it be?
of politics, once again, it's a difference when a man says something to stand on it than when a woman says something to stand on it. Take raising your kids.
Yeah.
When daddy says something with bass in his voice, look how they fall in line. Opposed to when mommy say it with
It's a fact.
the so-called bass in her voice. Some things go beyond politics. I'm not here to say he's better, she's better. What is just my vision on the things that goes beyond politics.
But let me also say this
And
too.
what about and another thing that needs to be put out there? What about people of other nationalities that
don't respect women.
that don't respect women?
at
Look
the
at the
table.
man as king.
But not even that. Look at the optics.
I'm
of it.
just saying, what
Let me ask you a
about it?
question.
Like,
Queen
you gotta-
Elizabeth,
for
was the queen for
both of them. For everyone.
50 years.
What's the optics of it?
But
Who
wasn't
is
there a prime
who
minister?
is who is most
was.
who is
But there's
perceived?
been a woman prime minister in England too.
Yeah, who Margaret Thatcher? Who would be perceived to be most pro-American right now? Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
Black
Kamala
Power
Harris.
Trump. You know they would.
Kamala Harris.
No,
Kamala
Did you
Harris.
not see the Trump picture with his fist up?
I don't care. No.
Optics is everything.
No.
Optics is everything to the people.
But we're talking about on a global stage. This is not this
On a global stage?
On a global stage. This transcends
On a-
more to
on
than
a-
America.
global
the
stage,
global
Global
stage,
stage,
the
they do not want Trump in office. They do not.
Yeah, but
what
you
I
talking
said,
about
Trump back in office.
the biggest American advocator is Trump
It's
at this
Trump
point.
of all time.
Exactly.
No, I don't think of all.
Yes.
No, I don't think of all
You know,
kinds.
make America great again. It's
Yeah.
cool.
It's all about
Yes.
it's all about America to him.
Yes, period.
You know what? That's his brand.
Yes.
Yes.
He has branded
Thank
it
you, Sha.
better than anyone.
But you know what, Charlotte? When I ask you this, right? And this is the problem that I have with a lot of black men. When y'all
Why gotta be
talking
black men?
Because y'all
Go
are the
ahead.
ones saying about
Let her throw the
America.
shade. Let her throw the shade.
What
Go ahead.
America is he touting? He is touting.
That is
Let
a
me
question.
finish. He
Go
is
ahead.
he is touting police having complete autonomy
You're
and
right.
immunity. He is touting corporations having good tax breaks while the
More facts.
while the average
Study your
American
corporation?
while the average
more
American
facts.
can't
Sure,
even
your
pay
corporation?
when the average American can't even afford health care. What America is he touting? And I think when we talk about that as a community, especially people of color, we have to be very, very specific and very, very careful when we fall into these lines about him being so pro-America. Because America ain't never fucking been for us. America
Absolutely.
ain't
That's a
never been
fact.
for us. So
That's
when
a
we're
fact.
touting people and we're talking about, oh, his policies and he's for America, he ain't for black America. He ain't for people
know
of
that.
color America. He ain't for fucking poverty America. He's not for America. He's for the Americans that he
Go ahead, bro.
that he
No, let her
wants
keep going.
to
Let her keep
champion.
going.
So when we talk about that, we have to be very specific because yes, he might have white America. I'm gonna be very real about that. He does. He has a great majority of white America. But white America ain't the only America that's gonna carry him over the finish line. That's why he lost in 2020. That's why he did not get the popular vote when he ran against Hillary Clinton in 2016. So I need for the broad America, the America that built America, the Hispanic America, the Asian America, the Indian America, the Pakistani America, the Islamic America. We have to be very, very specific when we talk about what type of America do we want. Do we want the America of Jim Crow? Do we want the America of Reconstruction, or do we want the progressive America that we live in right now? Because if we do, that Project 2025, that's not the America we're going to live in.
Okay.
We got to get real clear about that.
All right.
I understand. That's great. All of
No,
that
it
was
ain't great.
awesome.
That's the truth.
All of that
That's
was
the
awesome.
truth, Rick.
It
When
is.
you talk
But
about
it's-
you're looking for policy,
It is
and
the
you're
truth,
talking
but-
about, you're looking about when your children are going to grow up.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got a problem with that.
Are you
I
not
got
right?
a problem with that.
First of all, that sounds crazy what you're saying if you're not going to be looking for policy. You have to look for policy. That's what
That
it is.
sounds crazy.
So when you talk about advocating for America, of
Yeah.
course we're not advocating for Jim Crow America.
You are.
N-
If you are seriously considering voting for Trump, that's what you're looking
No
at.
one is advocating.
That's what you're looking at.
No one is advocating for Jim Crow America. That would be,
You are.
That would be kind.
And if you are advocating for a person if you're advocating that you're seriously thinking to even consider thinking about Trump, that is what you're doing.
You sound like Joe Biden right now.
No.
You
I sound like the truth.
No,
because
you sound like Joe Biden right now.
If you listen
sound
to
like-
what Trump
sound like-
told you,
sound like
he
any-
did he
you
not
s-
tell you that he is running to
you
get
sound
police
like every
immunity?
other Democrat
Let me
that's
ask you a
ever run.
question. I'm not even a Democrat. I'm an independent.
It
But I'm
doesn't matter.
asking you, did he say out his mouth that he wants to give police immunity?
Are you talking about policy?
That's policy.
Policy is
That's policy, Rick.
Listen,
Rick, that's policy.
It is
Look
policy.
at no clear than that.
Let's talk.
Can I go?
Yeah,
No.
go.
Can I go? No.
No.
Listen,
No, we got
Because I
Kamala.
want him to answer that
Kamala's running. You
question.
can't go. See?
I want him to answer that fucking question. You got right.
I would like to go, but I'm waiting for you to
Tell him when to go.
I'm telling you, I'm waiting
He
for you to
wants
have
to.
your
He's
moment.
trying to reclaim his time. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I'm
All
trying
right.
that.
Maxine Waters.
This is what
Ooh,
happens.
she should pick Maxine Waters.
Absolutely not. Right. So this is what happens when women have their moment at the mic. They get vocal, right, and they get emotional. They get carried away, right, and then they
Don't
speak.
do that.
Right.
Don't do that shit.
I didn't do it.
Don't do
You
that
did it.
shit.
Wait, he's also right.
Yeah.
You was right. He's also
I'm
right. You
working
just
on
did
it.
it.
I'm
You
working
just
on
did it.
Don't walk off. We don't have walk off. We have bills to sign.
Go ahead.
Hold on,
Go
see,
ahead.
and
No, let it go. Go ahead, go
and this is
ahead.
what would happen if we.
I'm listening. Listen, it's good to be passionate about everything. I get that. Listen, people are passionate, and especially there's things that they tell you not to talk about at work, right? Religion and politics, right?
Absolutely.
So I get it, right? People
It's
are
our job, though.
Yeah, people are passionate about politics, and I get it, right? You get it because you understand that the decision that someone makes at the top trickles down to you, and and the history that we have behind police brutality and segregation and all those things come into play. I get it, 100%.
Slavery, don't forget
right?
that. Don't skip over segregation for slavery.
And the fact that you're in a two-party system where
I hate that.
you have to pick the lesser of two evils puts us in this debate where you got to be juggling who to vote for, who not to vote for, right? But when you're talking about, and I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying
fooled me.
Nah, it's not that. I'm more for logic, and I guess that's the difference that happens between men and women at a given time. I'm not gonna make some emotional response.
Y'all always say
Listen,
that we.
I'm not gonna make
So
some.
do women not have logic?
I didn't say that.
That's what you
hold on,
just
hold on a
said.
second. Can you just hear what I just said? Did I say that?
I heard you say it all.
I didn't say that
He didn't
at all.
say it at all.
I did not say
just
that.
said- He basically said.
That did not basically.
Basically,
Don't
did
do
those words
basically.
come out his mouth,
You see
man?
what you see where it's going here? We went from I said it to basically said it. But I feel like my wife's here. So. But anyway, regardless of that,
I'm your work wife.
I am your work husband. So here's the situation is men, and I'm not saying this in the sense of like women can't make decisions. She got her way all the way up to vice president, and I'm not even talking about Kamala Harris in general. I'm just talking about
general.
I'm talking about in general. I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about her specifically. I'm talking about women in general, right? The idea that I cannot, as a person that I think I pay attention to politics through and through, cannot think of a starch policy that Kamala Harris stands for. I can think about stuff that AOC stands for. You just mentioned Maxine Waters. I can talk. All those people have things that they've done over the length of their career. I know that when Kamala Harris was in California, she prosecuted black men at a higher rate than she did everybody else. If I'm going to look at it from that standpoint, I could say, oh, she's a bad person. Or I can say I wouldn't vote for her because that was one of the things that people went against her for when she was running for vice president. But my thing is, when we look at what economically has done, and I think when people talk about making America great again and people go back to thinking it's going to be Jim Crow, economics is what's going to drive the black population to where it needs to be. Money is what makes the world go around, right? And when we start driving ourselves to have economic property, strength and position.
Do you think that Trump had a great economic?
Historically, and I'm not going to say Trump. Historically, when Republicans are in power,
that's a lie.
Let me finish because you didn't even know what I was going to say.
Okay, fine.
All right, but historically, when Republicans are in power, the economy does better.
That's not true.
For
that's not true.
Historically,
historically, that is not true.
The economy does better for corporations.
We are still we're still struggling from Reagan. We are still struggling from Reagan.
All right, wait.
Reagan had the worst presidency.
Wait.
Do you know why we're struggling from Reagan? Because of drugs.
But he was the one who was flooding the country with drugs.
But ain't no more drugs. We ain't got no money.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my
Listen.
God.
I'm not saying. Listen. I'm not saying. Listen.
Bush had us in the worst economic. We fought a war that he. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Listen.
Are you kidding
all these
me?
Listen, Jada, more than ever, right? Black men, listen, more than ever, black men and black women are business owners.
Yes,
correct.
Wait, let me finish. More than ever, we are. Thanks to the online people. What's that? Earn Your Leisure and everything. we are becoming some of the most business savviest people in America at this point,
Yes.
right? And it's working in our favors.
Thank you.
So everyone's sitting there, oh, my black-owned business, my black-owned business. We might not fuck with what he says on when it comes to personal shit or whatever we feel. But when it comes to the business,
thank you.
It works for us just as it works for anyone else.
Thank you.
that part of America not being good for us, no, we're learning what America is about, and we are utilizing and taking advantage of all of what American is offering, because everybody named Mama got a business.
Thank you. So when,
because now we have the knowledge.
If
and I agree with that.
Republican politics benefits corporations, private entities, and businesses, right? And we are now the most astute at business and LLCs and corporates and S corps, and now we're becoming that, and we've learned that over. It's gonna benefit us regardless, and that's what I'm getting at. And because I was gonna say something crazy, but because I'm able to analyze and be logical about it, right? I'm able to see that down the road and get my emotions out the way. Yeah, he says crazy shit. Right? All the white boys that I know.
I'm not even talking about what he says. I'm talking about what he does. I know
that love him and are astute. They love the fact that he's
unapologetic.
That they like that, right? And they don't care what he says, right? They love him for that, right? I don't care about that personal aspect of it. I care about the economics of it. I care about what happened for my family based on the time that he was in office, right?
Well, what happened?
Or whether or not he was in office or not.
I'm about to say what happened. What did he do for? What did he do?
Y'all dancing around things that's not important.
All right.
I'm sorry. And you know why?
What was important?
You know why it's not important? What you're saying is a fact. What you're saying is a fact. Bring
the mic to you.
The reason, what's wrong?
No, I'm saying bring the mic to you.
Oh yeah, the reason why it's not important is because the common man don't think that far.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's all about optics and what you could get somebody to believe.
So what's the optics for Kamala Harris? What's the
optics? In your opinion?
Yes. What's the optics?
Let's go to Brother Love.
I think America's very unsure on her.
Of course.
I believe America's very unsure on her.
You have been.
And we're going to see what this woman's power and everything is all about. It's all about, this is in life, no matter what it is, whether it's music, movies, anything that's known to get popular in front of everybody. It's all about optics and what you want people to. It's not about talent. It's not about who could do what. It's not deeply about policies. Why you think they only run on one or two policies? Mm-hmm. It's something that you want to put out there for everybody to just see or believe.
How do you appeal to? And I think
that's the biggest thing.
And I think that's important.
Be able to
appeal
do that,
to the common
especially
man.
Right now with Trump throwing up his black power fist after the fake getting shot.
With that stage shot.
Do you not think that?
Stage shooting.
Do you not think that exact shot with his fist in the air and the way they're holding him wasn't planned?
First of
all, do you
all,
not see how perfect of a shot that was?
First of
it's all about imagery.
How strategic was it that
how
strategic was it that he didn't even get hit by the bullet? It was the glass that shattered that hit the air. Like
allegedly,
oh my
they
God.
said it was a bullet.
It's just, but it's all of the above. We live in a microwave society.
I watch Scandals, so that should definitely play like an episode of Scandals.
People want things fast. They want what they can just digest right away. People do not take a deep dive or look into anything nowadays. So like I said, it's all about what somebody puts on the surface. And you're absolutely right. I understand why you vote the way you vote and what you look into. It's the smartest way. We will all be better as a nation if we all thought the way you think and how we look at policies and how we want to go forward. But the average man just doesn't. He's too busy going to work, coming home. Yeah. The average female, go to work, come on. You know, everything that you so tied up in your life, you only take what you see on the surface.
Understood. I think a lot of women are also going to vote when you said about that too. This goes to a lot of women, even the traditional women, we traditionally make less than men, even doing the same job, the same qualification, the same education. I think that if she sticks and plays to that, that's going to be a reason why a lot of women are going to vote for her.
What are your optics on Kamala Harris?
My optics on Kamala Harris is I'm actually happy that she's getting ready to step into the forefront. I think that she is definitely qualified and capable to do it. I do agree with you, Rick. As much as I'm arguing with you,
Record this. I hope somebody's recording this too.
I hope it's recorded.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do have to agree with you. I think that now she does have to become more publicly astute. She has to get into the public. We have to be able to know what she's thinking, what she's feeling, what she says. what she intends to do. What does she plan to do? I think one of the things that I do like about her that you might not know, she does a lot of networking with women. Recently she was doing something with Taraj and Ciara behind the scenes when it was Essence, and she was talking about the They Not Like Us, she's the They Not Like Us thing, and I thought that was cute. But I do think that she has to become more vocal, more publicly vocal. Let us know your accomplishments. We don't know what you do unless you tell us.
That's
what
I
you
was
do.
saying.
I'm agreeing with you. I had to think about it. My logic kicked in over my emotion.
See?
All right, wait. Because of that, right?
Shot was a commercial.
Do you believe that most women are alike? Most
women are what?
alike.
I like in thinking.
No. You're making.
So what do you mean?
And just in general.
How do you?
Yes.
that's-
Hold on. I'm asking a woman. Let's see.
Yes.
So everything you just did, would that be good enough for a president?
Yes. We sat and watched
But just
I said yes.
Okay,
that was my answer.
Go.
And I was going to tell you why.
All right, go ahead.
We sat and watched a man have tantrums.
Uh-huh.
We sat and watched a man tell people they were stupid during national press conferences. We seen a man take money from NATO. So when it always I'm telling you why. It always amuses me when women are looked at as emotional and unstable creatures when men do the same exact thing, but because you're a man, you get this pass. You just do things differently.
Okay.
Y'all have a monthly period that y'all just don't bleed. Y'all
Okay.
are moody.
Completely disagree with that.
Yeah, you completely do. I bet if I talk to your wife, she'd high-five me. All three of you.
My wife is
y'all are moody. Okay, y'all getting y'all moments where you are irrational. Y'all like little kids, and we have to baby you
This is
and
all
push
a
you on our
woman's
titty.
perspective, by the
You
way.
know.
Right.
So y'all do the same thing we do. It's just we have an actual scientific reason why we do the shit we do. Y'all ain't got no reason.
Okay,
y'all don't bleed 3 to 5 days a week.
you know what? We probably do that because of y'all.
Thank
so
you.
the
Thank you.
time that y'all are bleeding and putting us through hell with you guys
Yep.
is the
Is the
reason why
aftermath?
we are the way we are. We don't get none. We acting crazy.
You know what?
We don't get no food. We acting crazy.
Yep.
You should have been on
Y'all
camera
not
for that
doing
one.
everything.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Y'all doing everything y'all don't want to do. We acting crazy.
Ladies, everything is our fault. I swear to
Exactly.
God.
Do you know why
I swear to God.
we probably be more than 3 to 5 times a month because we got to prep before your period and after your period
And during.
and during. So we got so no wonder we're moody all the time because we got to wait. We got to be in the house and thinking, damn, she on her period.
We have
now.
a bulletproof vest on.
all day
For that whole week.
So
And don't let you get older in the shit 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then even after it's gone, you still gotta deal with it because now you gone, you having fat
Different
flashes,
stages,
all
yeah,
kind of whatever.
But everything is our fault, ladies. I just need y'all to understand this shit. Everything.
Men what we give Trump, right? Any kind of credit for, right? Is even through all this whole shit, how many cases, how many indictments, how many charges he's been dealing with, right? And he's still able to function, get up and move all day. That's why they were using the whole angle of what they were using on Biden, because like he don't skip a beat, the old fuck that he is, right? He don't skip a beat.
Who you talking about, Trump?
Yeah, he don't skip a beat. Like he's
'cause-
going 24/7. He's used to the propaganda.
Because he's a white, rich, elitist man. Because the comment goes back to what Javon
ding,
said.
ding,
The
ding,
common
ding,
man
ding.
doesn't
Optics.
get those optics.
Do you remember?
Do you understand that? Do you do we really look at that?
That's what I
This
try to
man
tell
has
you.
34 felonies.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we know one black man with one felony
Shot.
that he got when he was 16 and he can't go get a job to this very
Shots.
day. But you have a man who has been indicted for 34 and can still run
You
for
talk
the
about
presidency
optics.
of
Wasn't he found
America.
guilty? Damn,
he
I thought
was
he was found
guilty.
guilty.
Listen, go look
He's
at,
guilty.
go on your phone, right?
But you gotta
And
charge.
Google-
You gotta charge when he was 16
Optics.
selling a 3.5, a 2.5, and you can't go get a job at Walmart. That's some bullshit.
Go
It's
on your
not
phone.
about what things are. It's about how things look.
Yeah, it's a fact.
That's what
Yeah.
rules the world.
Rebel.
That's what controls
there
the
was
world.
a James Bond movie years ago. I think Tomorrow Never Dies or something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And the villain in the movie was the media, right? He controlled the media, right? And he can control how people will look in the media, right? And if you look at how things play out today, right? Going back to Kennedy, it was who's the handsome, dressed, clean-cut president.
Young, wife.
Mr. Clinton played the saxophone, and people labeled him the first black president.
Yes,
right?
say that shit.
So those things are definitely important as far as how we pick and choose.
Trump gets shot and put up the black flag.
Manny,
Once that
man.
happened, I knew it was
Manny,
right. I knew it was
Manny,
right from
man.
that.
Can Kamala Harris, with her personality and how she stands out, how she's
Right,
not
that's a
been
lot.
presented for the last couple of years, beat Donald Trump, who up until a couple of days ago it was like 4 or 5 points ahead of Joe Biden, right? So now she's starting from behind. Can she catch up and do it? It'd be great if she could. If she comes up with,
I believe she could. Black people, that's what we used to running from behind. That's who we are.
I get that.
That's who we are. But
Wait,
I
is she
challenge
mixed?
people. She is.
She is.
She is mixed?
She's mixed with black.
We
and
love
Indian.
to use somebody's black side when it's convenient.
Well, her father's black.
I'm just saying.
Well, put it like
I
this.
mean, we love to use somebody's black side when it's
again, this is what I
convenient.
said.
Does she even use her black side?
I don't know. Well, no, she definitely used her black side.
Oh, speaking of which,
she's Jamaican and she's Indian, so
Jamaican.
she's
But
a
does she use her
person of
black
color. She's
Gotcha.
literally a person
Gotcha.
of color,
Yeah, yeah.
and I
Indian-
think that's
Indian
what
is person of color.
I think that's
Yeah.
what the appeal is. She is
Or lack of.
she is the modern day American. You know, the come from nothing and made it everything. You know, immigrant parents. I love what she represents. I think that, yes, she is coming. She is playing. You made a very good point. She is playing from coming behind. But I got to be real. That is the life story of black people. And yet, and the words of great Maya Angelou, still we rise. Still we rise.
To pivot for a little bit, Sha, right? Mm-hmm. Talking about people of color using their blackness as convenient. Everybody saw what Amber Rose did earlier this year.
Oh, don't
Right.
Right?
I'm about to walk off again. I can't
Right?
stand that hoe.
Are we when being black out of convenience, right?
She what is it? What's her thing?
Go to get
Slut walk.
Yeah,
slut walk.
right?
But what did she
Slut.
just say? What did she do?
Because
Well,
she
she,
spoke at the Republican National
She
Congress.
spoke at the Republican National Convention in
And what'd she
support
say?
of Donald Trump,
Uh-huh.
and she said how she went and she researched his policies and how he is the best choice. And it was almost like, oh, shut up, because
But
he's
that's a
not for
compliment for her, though.
you.
That's
He's-
Kanye girl.
Why is it not for
That's
her?
Kanye girl.
You know why he's not? You know why him
He
and-
like models and all that. Look, why is it?
His wife
No.
is
The
one
thing about
of them.
the
Huh?
actual
His wife is one.
Yeah, I know.
I
One
love
of the
him for that.
controversies that came out of it was the fact that Amber Rose said she's not a black woman. She's not a woman of. She's
not a woman.
But
No,
what
she
is
said
she?
she's biracial.
She's not a woman of. She's
Is she
black.
biracial? I don't
She
know.
is biracial.
Because through my eyes, look, she look white. I've never thought she was black ever
Yeah.
in my life.
She's
from Cape Verde.
biracial.
Oh,
Her,
okay.
her father's white. Her mother's black.
I never had an idea. I thought she was just a white woman.
So I think the reason why I pivoted for a second is because she was, she's been a I won't say a staple, but she's been part of the
Black
hip-hop-
community, the
black
hip-hop community,
and
the
hip-hop
urban culture.
right? So for a while, people would embrace her as a woman that was black, right?
But she's never been influential though.
She's
somebody who was
has
here.
been.
She has.
No, she absolutely
Influential
has
when and
been.
how? People think she's important in the black culture.
Not
I mean,
that she's
in the urban
important.
culture.
No.
That's a real question. No,
Well, I gotta
that's
be
a
real.
question. No, that's a real
This is
question.
y'all fault.
No.
This
It's a
is-
question.
No, I know.
People think people actually thought she was important, and not just
Not important.
a vixen and a person that's just here.
Not important. Influential.
I never thought she was important.
Influential.
What did she know was influential?
She's influential as far as
As
when
what?
you look at clothing, when you look.
What? I never looked at her to be self. I never.
Because you're a man. You're a
I've
man.
never seen
You're
her,
a man.
and I never even seen
Also, she-
black women look
but-
up
but-
to her.
but
and all
she-
that. I
she's
just
also
never
been a
seen
female
that.
Her
advocate,
claim to fame is Kanye.
That's what I'm saying.
But-
She's
But
been
no,
messing with.
she has.
She's a feminist.
She's a feminist.
For
she's
sure.
She's
Oh, she
definitely.
is? That's what I'm saying. I don't know
she's
anything about her.
definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
But
She's not important.
which is why I find
Never
it
thought she was
very
important.
funny that she's coming to champion them when they do
So-
not have anything that
So part of the
supports
reason-
feminist policies.
Part of the reason why I even use that as a pivot
Mm-hmm.
is because allegedly she's a feminist. Well, not allegedly, she's a feminist, right? You the whole
Mm-hmm.
slut walk and the whole breaking down stereotypes of what sex workers and women
And being sexualized,
over
yeah.
sexualizing women and using your feminism as a power. All right, that's her thing. That's been her advocacy for the last since she left Kanye.
Damn,
pretty
even
much,
Amber
right?
Rose got a policy.
Policies are important.
I never thought she.
But my thing is being, I'm balancing the whole idea of conveniently using your idea of color when you need to, and then the fact that she is
And abandoning it when you want to too as well.
and also the fact that she's a woman, but she is a proponent for Donald Trump versus now that Kamala Harris is going to be running for office. I don't think she's getting Amber Rose's vote. Because was she voting for Trump because she didn't want to vote for Biden, and now got Kamala's there, now she'll take on
That's
Kamala?
a good question. I would like to ask Amber Rose that. Would she vote for Kamala versus voting for Donald Trump?
Especially since you're supposed to be this
feminist.
A feminist.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm on.
That's a good question, Rick.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all can talk. That girl ain't never been important in our community, man. I ain't never.
Fact.
Hey, man.
I don't think she's
I've
important.
never thought somebody said, "Oh, how does Amber Rose feel about this subject?"
All right,
I don't think we ever thought about her that
Amber
way.
Rose also has like
I've never
3.4
noticed
million followers.
She has
So why you don't
influential.
say
A lot of
why you
people
don't
got
say she's
followers.
important? She is
influential.
influential.
He's
So
right.
think
A lot
about
of
that.
people got
Now think of
followers.
no everybody
That's
has
not a
no everybody doesn't have
There's
followers.
people with
but
billions of followers that you
Aren't
don't care
important.
what they say.
But there's a reason.
Visually, you
but
may
there's
want
a
to look
reason.
and see.
But Javon, there's a reason why people who have followers and corporations come to them and ask for them because you have followers.
Well,
So
I
if
mean, you
I
can say
You
say
have, you have
if I-
influence because if
She
she
has
has
influence,
if she has
yeah.
30 million, whatever,
3.4.
I'm probably
Three-
more than that. I
that's
think it's
it?
more than that. I think it's more than that.
well,
I think she got like 3.4
I think it's
million
more than
followers.
So people could just be nosy. They could be going to her for the
no,
Nah,
tea.
that's
or-
a-
that's a lot
follow
of
her.
people.
Yeah.
And
I
there's
know, but I'm
people
just
that
saying, like,
if 10% of her followers was to go behind her and vote for what's the name, that's a
That changes-
strong.
it changes the whole place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I could just be in my
340,000
own
people?
mind. She's never been important. to
She's
me.
not important.
You know how you
I'm
like?
not-
I've never,
yeah.
so you know how
To
your mind. I'm
you.
like,
I don't think she's
What
important.
has she ever done?
But
Like-
an 18-year-old who just got their first vote in and she's Mother
Hold on,
Rosebud.
she has 24.3 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. Damn,
does she
that's a
have like a
lot.
hive
Damn.
or something? Like, you know, I'm just asking.
She's
I don't
Mother.
know.
No, her name is Mother. She's Mother Rosebud.
yeah,
Oh, okay. So I'm
Mother.
saying I never heard. I
Mother.
never knew all
Yeah,
this.
and she has this whole
Feminist,
this
yeah.
I thought she was the chick that was running around with
And
all the
if you think-
rappers. I did not know.
Nah.
And if you think about
Like,
it, for the Republicans to put her in a position to speak at their national
I got
conference,
you.
they,
No,
they,
I got
they,
you.
they
One
see
thing
that
about,
they
let
have-
me
they
tell
have
you
no
something, and I do agree with you when you talk about parties. That's why I have never voted not voted, but that's why I've never become a registered Democrat, because I don't like how Democrats, they leave their party out to dry.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed at them for fucking getting rid of Cuomo, because I feel like, ooh, Kamala, go get Cuomo. Go get my boy.
You said more
Go
women.
get
You said
my
women and
boy.
women.
Yeah.
You said it should be two
I
women.
like Stacey Abrams, but you can go
You
get my
said
boy
two women.
Cuomo.
Oh, you
Because
know,
one thing
damn two
about him,
women.
my boy ran. All right, but I say this: the Democratic Party, unlike the Republican Party, I bangs with them because they move like a
seem like a real gang?
cohesive.
Yeah,
They
they do.
gang
They
gang.
do. They do.
They are gang. They handle their shit, but like they go shoot the what gangs do behind the closed doors. Like they go shoot their
They
60s
have a little
behind. You know what I'm
thing.
saying?
Yeah.
But when we move.
Yep.
We are whether Donald Trump said some ass
they're
backward
extremists
shit,
behind it.
neo-Nazi
Yep.
shit.
They
They
ride with him.
stood behind him in public. Democrats, y'all gotta do the same. Now, my question was, I asked you behind closed doors, what do y'all think is the reason what made Joe actually step down?
I mean, he has to see it.
Health.
Yeah, health for one.
I think
I
health
feel like
for
he's
sure.
really sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago, when was the last time I was? Well, 2 weeks ago, the last time I called in on the Breakfast Club, right?
I love you for that. I be trying to get in.
And I was talking to Charlamagne about this very same topic, right? The fact that, so Trump,
Charlamagne gonna have a field day tomorrow.
So Trump running for office, and he picks J.D. Vance, right? Who's going to be his vice president, right? And J.D. Vance is 39 years old, right?
Yeah.
Coming from Middle America, right? A Harvard grad, served in the army, that kind of thing. And they're looking down the road. When Trump gets out of office, he's going to be there for 8 more years. The Democrats have never done that, right?
Agreed.
They haven't done that, and if they were doing that, they wouldn't have had Biden running now. They would have set Kamala Harris up to run for the next 8 years, because she's young and vibrant, and they would put her in Front Street to do that, but they didn't do that. She's now going in based off the fall, right? Because now she has to go now and put herself out there when the party should have put her out there in the beginning,
Absolutely.
right? And that's the difference. That's one of the things that I have against the Democratic Party. They don't promote youth, right? They don't promote
Vitality, yeah.
But wasn't it done with Obama during his stint?
That
Because
was
he
it,
young.
though. That was
No, I'm
that.
just
But
saying
they
what was done
did
then,
do it with
But-
Obama, but then they dropped the ball.
Yeah, and then
absolutely.
Obama picked Biden as his running mate, which was a horrible choice, to be honest, right? So that's how we end up with him now, right? The thing about it too is,
I agree.
In a time period where information is at your fingertip, right? And the fact that the Republicans who can go and get these polarizing people, Trump came to New York City and brought Chef G out of his show.
It's lit.
Right? It's lit. He had Chef G out of his show, right?
get it, yeah.
Someone that's inside of the different demographic of the community.
Absolutely.
And he exposed them out to the whole world right now.
And Trump has been pardoning us.
Yeah.
Pardoning us
Call it black. right? You've been pardoning people that
Lil
sometimes
Wayne.
petty stuff.
And then,
Y'all
and
be
then,
getting petty things.
and then
Yeah.
in the same breath, executed 5 men before he left office.
But Obama arrested and deported more people while he was in office too. So we can't just look at the things in
I'm
the
gonna tell you what he
capsule.
didn't do. He didn't kill you.
We got.
He didn't kill us.
We got to look at. We got
didn't
to
kill
look at
us.
the bigger picture.
He sent people
But
to die.
also-
He didn't kill us.
But also
Optics, though,
strategically,
optics.
you got to understand how those parties are working. And you talk about optics, and you talking about what it looks like right now. Right now, whatever it looks like is that the Republicans are running the shit right now, and they're going to be the ones that are going to have things going forward.
Well, that's why, Rick, we have to change the optics. We can't allow these people. We can't do it.
But
We
if they
can't.
are the best suit for the
Who said-
job,
but who
this
says
point-
that? Are they?
no, I said, but if they
Are
are
the best choice at this
then
point.
what should we do?
We have
Just
to
don't
change-
vote
well,
because don't vote.
No,
but
no,
if they
then,
have,
then I think we need to be able. One of the things that I feel that as Americans and young and people, especially people of color, what we don't really realize is when you start to understand politics, you realize that what it says is democracy for the people by the people. We have to be more instrumental in making
people?
sure that it works for us, and that means getting involved in politics.
local politics.
Well, first off, first and foremost, and then finding out, and not just like as you said, Rick, not just relying on what you see or what you hear informationally, actually doing your due diligence and going to find out what it is that it does. Do you know who your local alderman is? Do you know who your local assemblywoman or assemblyman is? Do you know? And if you don't, then you need to go and find out.
right.
Because they literally work for you.
Do you know in the
at the leisure of the people?
Do you know in the
Duh.
constituents like say South Jamaica would probably have 500,000 to 2 million people, a million people in Jamaica, Queens, or 500,000 people in Jamaica, Queens. In a local election, probably 10,000 people vote.
Absolutely, see it all the time.
And the people that are, I remember one time, and I have a friend of mine who's been a mentor for me a long time. I remember going to a Parks Department budgeting meeting, right? And the Parks Department budgeting meeting out of the New York City budget at the time was maybe like 1% of the budget was going to the Park Department. This was years ago, right? And he brought me into the room. I was like 19, and he was like, "Look in here in this room," and it was nothing but old white men.
people, that's
and they
right.
all dictated how many water fountains go inside your inside your park, how many swings you get, when the swings get painted, when you get a basketball hoop, all those things.
How many
right?
people of color was there?
No one. I was the only person there, to the point when they asked me, "What are you doing here?" When people were asking, because my friend who actually did a lot of after school programs, and who was a white guy by the way, did a lot of after school programs in low income schools or whatever. And he got grants to do it. It was of his benefit for him to be there because he got permits for the parks and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
He allowed me to go in there and see this taking place, where it's like, yo, this is what's going on. The people behind closed doors are making decisions for you, and you have no say in it. And you can have a say in it, but you choose not to.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you're
The fact that
caught
they
up.
even ask you what you're doing. What
Yeah.
you mean I'm doing it? I have a
Yeah,
right to be
yeah,
here
yeah.
just like
But it
Because-
was probably so shocking to
Yeah.
them because they weren't used to
I
it.
give you another example. So I know I work for the Edison, right? And they're talking about congestion pricing. And maybe a couple months ago they were having forums about people to go out and speak about not having congestion pricing and how much they oppose it. I can tell you 3 years ago, infrastructure was built for congestion pricing. So if you're going to build the infrastructure 3 years ago and then tell me now when you're about to implement it that, yo, you can go there and contest it. No, I'm not going to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars now for you to be able to contest it. The only reason Hoku stopped it from going through right now is because if it affects her optics, right? And because she wants to become something later on. Now she's stepping in and she's saying, well, maybe $15 is too much for the people to come into the city. But I guarantee you, once she gets reelected again, it'll come right back down the turnpike. All those things are important. Your local elections, what happens in your household, don't wait for these fucking stimulus checks and wait for them to throw. I remember fucking during COVID, they were telling you, you get a Metro card if you get a vaccine. I give you some fried chicken if you get the vaccine.
free stuff.
That's always how it is.
We
All we
gotta
gotta
do better.
An incentive gets you to vote.
Yeah.
Like what? And then you see people who say that, oh, well, Trump gave us our stimulus and we're paying for it in gas and food. That's why we have inflation. So that $1,400 check that you got back during COVID, believe me, you've given it back 4 times
It never
over,
goes
and you're
back
still
down.
your kids are gonna be paying for that $1,400 check. But
is
I'll
lit.
give you one even
I
better
ain't got
with
no
that.
stimulus, by the way.
Javon, you know where we come from with the local elections when it comes to the school board, even your school board. How many of you go out to your school board meetings because your children's livelihood,
That's more
their
important than everything else.
education is being dictated by the 4 to 5 people who sit on the board, and
Yeah.
you have nothing. You have all the power to change it, but you won't go.
Yeah.
We have school boards where there are literally, I think, like 50,000 children within our school district, and literally 20 parents will show up.
Yeah.
And you expect for people to have your best interests at heart. You have, if we want to be able to make changes in policies, we have to have seats at the table. But in order for us to have seats at the table, we got to have people who look like us at the table. That's why I am a person. I know people say, oh, you don't vote because of color. Let me tell you something. America has had 46 tries to get it right, and only one person of color has ever sat at that helm at that
right,
table.
so I'm gonna ask
So
you.
I'm always gonna vote for us, because why the hell not?
I'm
Give
not
us a
managing.
chance.
I'm not
I'm
managing.
actually this is the last question, then we out of here.
I love you for that.
All right, from the left to the right, right?
Left this way.
Oh,
Left.
I'm left.
Right.
I'm,
Clockwise.
You act like you act like you a radical left.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Trump or Harris? Who you think gonna win? I just need to.
So all the stuff that I just said just now, I can't just jump out the window and say either.
I said, who do you think is gonna win? Just
I think
you
Trump is
just
going to
think?
win.
Okay.
I think Trump's going to win landslide.
go.
Harris.
Why?
Why you ain't asking why?
No, because I want to know why.
I think that Harris is going to win because I think that America is ready for something new. We're ready for something competent, and we're ready for something that will bring about great change. And I don't think that Trump is going to change anything.
And Harris will.
Yes.
This marriage is proceeded by the
Trump, 1,000%. He's going to win. He was going to win from the moment that the fake bullet hit his ear. It was written in stone from that moment. Like, you can tell, like I keep saying, from the optics that what it was going to be.
Right.
It was already written in stone.
Yeah.
And my thoughts, my final thoughts is Trump is gonna win. I thought he was always gonna win.
Me too.
And that's that. All right, so thank you for
Y'all all coons.
You said who I think will win, not who I want.
I am a business owner and I'm enjoying the benefits. All right, so what's your Instagram?
Yo, Hollywood your boy, Hollywood YABOY on Instagram. Follow me.
What's up, guys? My Instagram is the Jada G Show. The Jada G Show.
And she was telling us what's been going on in her DMs.
Yeah,
If you have any inquiries about
her
anything,
DMs.
3 and better, anything,
you ain't shit.
info
Run to her
at beatsonfilm.com. All right, yours?
It is. We're going to try this again, right? At Thunny _ got it. Come holla at me, man.
All right.
Don't go in his inbox. He married.
All right. And you can follow Shatik the Producer on Instagram, Conversations on Film on Instagram, Beats on Film on Instagram, youtube.com/Conversations on Film. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that cool
And
shit.
comment.
And comment.
We love when y'all interact with
Well,
us.
Right.
Oh, but when we talk back, I'll be right in the comments, though. You say
I
something, I'm
definitely
right in
fight,
it.
and I
Like, let's
fight
go.
y'all.
And Jada be
I'm
fighting.
not sensitive. Say what you want.
said?
And Jada be fighting.
Call me midnight. Call me all the black things.
All
I'm in
my
there. Look,
life
we
I
out
had
there.
to fight, just like
It's
Kamala
funny and
Harris
fun
gonna
to me.
fight for this presidency.
It's funny and
make
fun.
sure whatever y'all do, seriously, whatever y'all do, go out and vote 2024. I can't tell you who to vote for, Kamala Harris. I can't tell you who to vote for, but just make sure that, as we said, do your due diligence and don't stay home. We
Gotcha.
need y'all at the polls.